and welcome back. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I am Tarun Sharma, and this playlist is only about T3 stack. We have already covered initial three videos, so three videos we have already covered, and we have already discussed what is T3 stack. In the last video we talked about how we can create a simple T3 app, and we used Next.js for authentication, and there we used a Google, and we were using tRPC for the API handler. Right now, what is the end goal of this particular playlist? That also we can talk about, because T3 stack is a combination of all these technologies: Prisma, and we will focus on these things: tRPC, Prisma, and TypeScript. Okay, TypeScript is same we are writing everywhere, and then Next.js 13.x we are targeting. Okay, so what is our end goal? End goal is to build a Twitter clone. That is the final goal. You can say, I will just tag it. This is our final goal of this whole playlist. Okay, so the important part here is we are going to build a Twitter clone. That is the final goal. But before that, we need to understand these concepts individually, like how the Prisma works. That's a TypeScript ORM. Then we can build a small application with Express and tRPC. And Next.js 13, we will be integrating with all these things with the Next.js. So what all different apps you can expect from here? So we have a Next.js with Prisma, and that is purely API based, because we are going to create APIs in Next.js. We are not going to use a tRPC here. That gives us an overview how to use Next.js with the Prisma. Then we can just create another combination. Let's say Next.js with tRPC and Prisma. So here the API routes are going to call this tRPC handler, and those API router is going to use the Prisma for it. So I mean, at the end you need to fetch the data. So API routes are going to use tRPC handler, right? And these tRPC handlers are going to get the data from Prisma. Okay, with that also we can add let's say there is another application I want to build. There we can just add a Next.auth also for the authentication and session management, right? So all those things we are going to discuss individually first, and then we are going to build. Because T3 stack, if you just go and try to build an application, it's very easy, but people don't understand how Prisma migrations and all these concepts really works. Let's say if you want to build an independent tRPC server, then how to build it? We can build it by adding a just Express server and pass the tRPC router with the Express instance. Then TypeScript, we are already using Next.js 13.0. Here we will just add a Next.auth also. Next.auth for authentication. And we have already discussed about it. We can use a Google authentication, Twitter, Facebook and all. And we will build an end-to-end application. So this is the next step, because in the previous video, we just talked about a T3 React app, T3 Create app, which is just a bare bones skeleton. Everything is just summarized into one boilerplate. But first we will discuss individually, and then we'll build a small nice and end-to-end single video application. Okay, so that contains the React Next.js with the Next.auth, and we'll add a Prisma flavor and then tRPC flavor. And then finally, once you have a good understanding on T3 stack components, not T3 stack, T3 stack is just a combination of these technologies. We can just play with them individually. Once you are good, then we will build a T3 clone, a Twitter clone at the end of this playlist. That is my primary goal. I'm already covering Airbnb clone with the same stack of technologies. I will be using there a Next.js, Prisma, and not tRPC. tRPC is not necessary to use. We can just use Next.js API routes and Next.auth and Next.js 13.x. Okay, so stay tuned. This is the just introductory, and now the next video I'm going to build a baseline. So we need to baseline our repository with the monorepo and pnpm and nx. So what we are going to do is, because I'm going to build a multiple application, so I always use this approach of creating a monorepo. There we are going to have applications. So I'm going to use a pnpm workspace. These are the applications and the packages. some packages we can also build if we can find some reusable code. Okay, and then this is all PNPM workspace, and NX is the monorepo tool. PNPM workspace. In my almost every tutorial, I'm using PNPM workspace and NX monorepo tool. Okay, so that's the next part, and after that we'll build a small, nice and clean applications using Next.js and all these modern stack.